Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell, I'm taking a zero. The weather is going to be pretty bad today and we had a mountain to climb, so we opted to play the safe route and not go up over 4,000 feet during some thunderstorms and windstorms. So that being said, I had a comment on one of my videos that wanted to get a little bit more detail on slack packing, since that's what Chef and I have been doing some of with both cars. So the definition of slack packing, to kind of just dumb it down, is that you're just going to take the basic necessities that you need for a day hike, and whether that be I've done a couple 3-mile ones just because based on distance, that was all I could get, but it was better than 0 miles, 8 miles. Some people I know have slack packed 20 miles. It just depends on your speed and your abilities to be able to do that. But the basic definition of a slack pack is you're just going to take in your pack, either your regular pack, or if you're at a hostel, you can usually get they do have slack packs. That's going to be a smaller pack that you're just going to carry the basic necessities that you need for hiking that day. And some of those things are going to be your water bottle, your water filtration system, your bathroom and toilet kit, whatever snacks and lunch that you need to bring, depending on the number of hours that you're going to be out. I always carry my emergency device. I always carry at least one of my power banks just in case. I always, even if it's not calling for rain, always carry some type of rain gear, whether that be just my basic poncho, my basic jacket, just in case I need something to protect me from the elements. I have that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Obviously, I have my cell phone and, but those I think are the basics. Some people will carry a basic first aid kit in case there's an injury, or at least have things in your bag that you can use to, cover up a wound or whatever. I usually will have a buff with me. Usually I have toilet paper, and then duct tape or something like that, or Leuco tape wrapped around your trekking poles, just to just for a basic cut. Obviously, if you're going out for a slack pack, you're not too far from one end of the trail or another. So that being said, now that we've kind of described, all right, what is a slack pack and what do you typically carry on a slack pack? There's a couple different ways that you can do it. Now, originally, when it made sense, what Chef and I were doing is we would have trailhead A and we were going to hike to trailhead B. So what we would do is we would both meet with our cars at trailhead A. We would leave one of the cars in there and both of us would get in the other car and we would drive to trailhead B. So that might be 6 miles, 8 miles, trail miles away, but it could also be like a 30-minute drive based on how we needed to get around a mountain. And then we would leave that car parked at trailhead B, and then we would walk the 18 miles back to trailhead A. Whoever had left their car at trailhead A, we would both get in the car and then drive the other person back to their car at trailhead B, and then we would both go our separate ways for the evening. In the beginning, when I first came back on trail and I met Chef, that was kind of working because the distance between the trailheads, driving from trailhead A to trailhead B, was not very far. As we're moving up the trail and the trailheads are different, that hasn't most recently been the most efficient. And that I think that there's certain parts of the trail where that works really, really well, where you're dropping one car and then driving to another car and then driving back. I think that there's some that works really well based on your circumstance. But then, then it's kind of like that. As we've moved up the trail, it's taken a lot more time to make that happen. And a lot more logistics, just trying to figure out, is a safe place to park and how do we get there and all of that. So what has seemed to have been working now in the most recent time, so this is another form of slack packing that you can do, is where you can park your car somewhere and have a shuttle meet you at your car, wherever that be, whether it's a hostel or a trailhead parking, and they will pick you up there and take you to another trailhead, and then you would hike back to your car. I always opt to hike back to my car when it's possible, and I don't always have my car, I just happen to have it now, as opposed to trying to meet a shuttle driver at a certain time. That's a little bit more difficult to do unless you are really solid in your hiking capabilities, and there's a lot of hikers that are. Me, I tend to, how do I want to say, depending on the terrain, can change like my miles per hour and the time that I estimate that I might be at a trailhead. So I always like to try to hike back to the hostel or back to my car or back to somewhere where, there might be a town that offers a transit, as opposed to trying to meet a shuttle driver at a certain time, because they are certainly busy. So I think that is a basic explanation. So let's summarize. Obviously, slack packing, you're just going out for a day hike and you just take what you need for the number of miles that you're going to do. If you have the two vehicles, you park at two different trailheads and you hike. I've also known people that will park at different trailheads. They hike. When they meet in the middle, they swap the keys and then they keep going. And then from there, then they meet. And then in that instance, that eliminates that end of day having to make that drive back to the other vehicle and then drive somewhere else. So there is a lot of ways that you can slack pack based on what is best for you, how many miles you're trying to get, whatever sections you're trying to complete. And it is very possible to hike a good amount of the Appalachian Trail using vehicles if that's what you choose. So in the short term right now, it is working for me. There's some logistics with that and moving the car up the trail as I go, and then how far am I going to park it up? And then I have to get shuttled back to where I'm going to start. So as I put those longer distances in, it's going to be a little bit of a longer and more expensive shuttle to get me back and then hiking back to my car. So that's been probably the biggest con with it. Is kind of just figuring out where I'm going to park and then how I'm going to get where I'm going to go from there and leaving the car. But I will tell you, in the short term for right now, here's some of the pros. One, I have a car. So when I go to take my zero, I can actually go to the grocery store and get some better fruits and vegetables and food and like that. I've been able to go and get some massages. I've been able to, help other hikers, shuttling other hikers to a trailhead or taking them into town if they've needed it. So that's been nice too. And I'm also able to keep, when I go out, take just what I need, and anything excess, if I don't need certain things for the weather, because it's not going to be cold, I can leave that stuff in my car. I can leave a resupply grocery, like I have one of the reusable grocery bags, and I just take the food that I need for the number of days, and I can leave the extra in there. So while I might be spending a little bit more on some end, then I'm saving some in the other, because otherwise I would always be repurchasing things over and over again, which we know how that works. So I think that I've gotten all of the pros and the cons. If you have other questions about slack packing, please put them below in the comments. I feel like I've kind of gotten gist of a lot of different ways to slack pack on the Appalachian Trail. And if you have other tips and tricks, pros and cons that maybe that I haven't experienced or thought of yet, also leave those in the comments. I mean, the definition of a thru hike is to walk the miles. And there's many different ways that you can do it. So, there's not a certain box that anybody needs to fit into to accomplish a thru hike. You just have to figure out what's worth it. You just have to figure out what the best way is for you to do it. And am I going to necessarily have my vehicle all the way? I don't foresee that I will. I foresee at some point I'm going to get tired of having to figure out how to move it and all of that and the additional shuttling. But for right now, in the short term, it's been a really valuable tool for me to have to make sure that my knee is going to continue to improve, which it is, and stay healthy so that I can continue to hike the AT and keep moving north. Comment below, give me your pros, give me your cons on slack packing, and any other questions that you may have on how, for right now, we're making this work. All right, take care, y'all. Bye.